Welcome back. Looking to tennis first, American Andy Roddick silenced talk about a passing of the torch in American tennis by dismissing 18-year-old compatriot Jack Sock 6-3, 6-3, 6-4 in Friday night action at the US Open. Roddick, coming back from an abdominal strain, returned to form after struggling in his first round match. Sock is one of several up-and-coming American tennis players who are entering the professional circuit and, like Roddick, hails from the Midwestern state of Nebraska. However, it was Roddick's experience that made the difference in winning the vital break in the seventh game. Roddick moves on to the third round, where he faces French wildcard Julien Benneteau.
The thing is, I'm getting hammered the other night. I'm not way too down on myself. I come in here and I don't really know what to think about what people think they saw. So tonight I'm getting praised, so I kind of stay in the middle. I'm not going to get way too up and down about it. I'm in the third round. One day I can't play tennis, one day I'm underappreciated, whatever. I'm just going to play the third round.
Andy Murray's pursuit of the first Grand Slam triumph remained on track after the world number 4 recovered from a 2-set deficit to defeat Dutchman Robin Haase. Murray was tantalisingly close to being shown the door, but the 3-time Grand Slam finalist came back to win the second round match 6-7, 2-6, 6-2, 6-0, 6-4. The Scotsman squandered a 4-0 lead in the final set and needed a service break in the ninth game to take a 5-4 lead and serve out the 3-hour 23-minute match. Haase took advantage of early sloppy serving and unforced errors by Murray, but ultimately blew his chance for the upset by converting only 6 of 20 breakpoint opportunities. In the third round, Murray will face Spaniard Feliciano Lopez.
Well, I'm going to need to play better, or on Sunday I'll be going home, because you can't come through like 4 or 5 matches like that I'm going to need to play better for sure, and physically I'm good. I feel fine. No pain or aches or anything, so that's a huge positive, and I'm sure on Sunday I'll play better.
Well, I think I have to play aggressive, no? If you want to beat one of these players on the top 4, you have to be aggressive and you have to really go for it. I mean, I'm gonna beat Andy playing from the baseline and waiting for him to miss. Like, I have to be really aggressive, to play my game and to believe. This is what I have to do, I think.
Looking to the women now, Maria Sharapova was knocked out of the US Open on Friday after suffering a shock third-round loss to Italy's Flavia Pennetta. The former champion and third seed was beaten 6-3, 3-6, 6-4 in the biggest upset of the tournament so far. Sharapova, who won the US Open in 2006 but has not won a Grand Slam title since the 2008 Australian Open, was one of the favourites to win the crown after winning a lead-up event in Cincinnati, but the Russian made 60 unforced errors and served 12 double faults, including 2 in the final game, which she needed to hold to stay alive.
It's disappointing to lose in the middle of nowhere. It's disappointing to lose in New York. Losing isn't fun for anyone, because we work to win, so we don't work to try to lose. So when we're faced with a position where we can win and we didn't in the end, it's tough, but it's all right.
For Pennetta, it was a moment to savour as she celebrated her victory. Her next opponent is China's Peng Shuai, the 13th seed, who advanced with a 6-4, 7-6 win over Julia Georges of Germany in an increasingly wide-open women's draw.
Well, she's a good fighter, you can never give up with her. Like, you have to be focused on in the last game and until the last point, actually. But I think in 5-4 she's starting to feel a little bit depression also. She had a lot of double fault, but during this season also she played really good. She had a good result, but also with the serve, she didn't serving like before, and so I think she's just feeling the pressure.
Looking to golf, world number 6 Rory McIlroy surged into a share of the lead as the cream rose to the top in the European Masters second round in the Alps on Friday. US Open champion McIlroy carded an eventful 2 under par 69 to join fellow Britons Simon Dyson, Gary Boyd and Jamie Donaldson on 8 under 134. Last year's US PGA champion Martin Kaymer was in a group of 5 players, 1 stroke off the pace. Also on 135 was overnight leader Nick Doherty, the Briton having returned a 72 to make his first cut of the year. World number 2 Lee Westwood was a further shot adrift on 136 after a 69, and Thomas Bjorn finished the day with a score of 68 and is 6 under for the tournament. In our Tour of Spain update, Switzerland's Michael Albacini won the 13th stage of the Tour on Friday, while Britain's Bradley Wiggins retained the overall lead for a third day. Second behind the HTC High Road rider in the small bunch sprint that decided the 158.2-kilometre mountainous stage was Italy's Eros Capecchi, with Spain's Dani Moreno in third. Albacini was part of the 27-man breakaway that took off in the first hour of racing, while Wiggins finished in the main pack around 1 minute 30 behind. Kenyan Vivian Cheruiyot retained her World Championship 5,000 metres title on Friday to add to her gold in the 10,000 in South Korea. The 27-year-old crossed the line in a time of 14 minutes 55.36 seconds, ahead of compatriot Sylvia Kebet in second place. Ethiopia's Meseret Defar, the 2007 world champion, could not hide her disappointment, though, after taking the bronze. Cheruiyot, who led a Kenyan sweep of the medals in the 10,000 last Saturday, struck for home at the finish, with Defar just in behind. And Olympic champion Veronica Campbell-Brown held off the challenge of American Carmelita Jeter down the home straight to win the women's World 200 metres title for Jamaica. Jeter, who won the 100 metres gold early in the championships, looked set to overhaul Campbell-Brown with 70 metres to go. But the Jamaican found an extra gear and crossed the line first to win in 22.22 seconds. Jeter took silver in 22.37 seconds ahead of compatriot Alison Felix, who took third in a time of 22.42 seconds. And Jamaican Usain Bolt was back to his best on Friday, cruising into the 200 metres final with the greatest of ease. Bolt, who had been disqualified from the 100 metres final last Sunday for a false start, blasted out of lane 6 before powering down the home straight, easing up long before the line to clock 20.31 seconds. Among those joining the defending champion and world record holder in Saturday's final are American Walter Dix as well as Frenchman Christophe Lemaitre, who ran the fastest semi-final of 20.17 seconds.
I don't see anybody beating me. I'm focused and I'm ready, and I want my 200. If I stay in the blocks, I don't see anybody beating me. I'm focused and I'm ready, and I want my 200. It means much more to me than the 100 meters.
And finally in sports, amid much fanfare, the Rugby World Cup trophy arrived in Auckland, New Zealand on Friday in preparation for the start of the tournament on September 9. On touchdown, the trophy was given a traditional Maori welcome. New Zealand's Prime Minister John Key was on hand to greet it and left no doubt that New Zealand will be capable of hosting the 20-nation event, which will be spread across 12 different cities.
New Zealand's fully ready to host the Rugby World Cup and to host a very, very successful event. So I know all New Zealanders are looking forward to what will be a great sporting tournament here in New Zealand. And all I can say is, having had the cup delivered to New Zealand, the job of the mighty All Blacks is to keep it in New Zealand, and we wish them all the very best for that.
And while New Zealand and Australia may be the favourites to win, they are not the only ones capable of taking the cup. Wales is one team that stands a good chance despite finishing 4th out of 6 in the Six Nation tournament in March. Finally this evening, with approximately 600,000 Filipinos living in the UAE, Dubai Events and Promotions brought famed pop and R&B band South Border from the Philippines. The group arrived in Dubai for the recent Eid festivities over the weekend and played their popular hits to a welcoming and exciting crowd. The band, whose goal is to make it in the region, said they were impressed by the opportunities presented to them in Dubai. According to Vince, the lead singer, their aim was to make the most of the untapped market here in the Middle East with their music that appeals to everybody.
Basically, it's pop. And to sum it all up, it's pop, but it's more on original Filipino music. We love doing originals, so pop originals, radio-friendly music. So basically, for everybody from ages 1 to 92, that's what we try to do.
And with that, let's take a look at the local and international weather forecast for tomorrow. Before we head out, here are the top stories again. The Khalifa bin Zayed Humanitarian Foundation distributes 50,000 food parcels to families in Palestine. US labour market distress sinks Wall Street. And Louisiana on alert as tropical storm Lee forms in the Gulf. Well, that brings us to the end of the bulletin. As always, we love to hear your comments. You can contact us at news@city7tv.com or by calling us on 04367 2230. But from the entire news team, it's goodbye for now.